Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be taking a look at how we're going to cast an aluminum ring. Don't know what it's going to look like, don't know what the plan is, just going to play around and have some fun. So stay tuned and I hope you enjoy. What I was thinking of doing is taking a flat piece of steel, just like that, and then making an outer boundary and an inner boundary, so that when you pour the aluminum in the middle, you have yourself a nice ring shape. It's an open mold, and it's going to leave a lot of imperfections, but we can grind that out and wire brush it out and polish it out because it's small, and we just have the power to do that here because that's how we got it. So that's what we're going to do first. So first thing we're going to do is grab some steel and cut it up. So basically now all I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this little piece. This will be the inside guide, yeah. And I'm just going to fit it to my finger just by beating the living crap out of it. So we'll just do that. Alright, so that's pretty close to the diameter. That's pretty actually horrible actually. We'll alter that a little bit, but that's the basic idea, and that's pretty close. And this is the inside, so the ring is actually going to be on the outside, so it's going to be a little bit bigger. And we can always adjust the fit with just by drilling. So that's where we'll leave that. So that's what we have so far. It's obviously an oval right now, and it's just a little piece of steel shaped like that. Fits over your pinky real nice. But I'm just going to go ahead and weld that together real quick and then form it just a little bit more. So I've got that basic shape down pretty well. There's that and that, just like that. So I'm going to go ahead and weld this one together and beat that one into its proper shape. Future reference in this video, if anybody is watching and you're a welder, I apologize. And I ask that you all disregard that the ground for my work comes from a Dodge 318 motor and jumper cable. So now I'm just going to go ahead and tack the inside of our ring right in the center of this frickin' abomination. And I am going to fill just in case. Tack this on here just enough so that there's just enough space around the whole thing. I tacked it just a little bit so I can still move it, and now I'm going to move it around just a tiny bit more and fill around the whole thing. Alright, so we're out here now. We have the mold with the little stone in there. Don't know if you can see that, probably not. We have the world's most ghetto forge. We have our nice crucible and a little piece of copper we're going to try to do. I think I'd originally said aluminum, but copper's gonna have to do. So that'll be tricky pouring into a steel mold, but we'll make it work. So we're just going to start a little fire here and get some coal going. This forge is just a lawnmower that was turned upside down, and a brake rotor welded on the bottom there, some exhaust pipe here, and then a little outlet so coals come down if they get any and don't go in the fan, and the coals just fall right on the ground there. And as you can see, it's very securely fastened, and then this just kind of chills in there. Oh shit. Yeah, you get the point. Actually adjusting how strong the fan is blowing by moving it back and pointing it towards the pipe. So that's actually pretty interesting. The fan is on the maximum amount of fanage you'll get from this setup, and coal's going ham. It's heating up real nice. Got a lot of air on there, and just keep feeding it in. Should probably start heating this up soon, and then we'll put the copper in there and do this and see what happens. I'm probably gonna burn myself or something, but you know, whatever. Crucible's starting to get hot a little bit. I mean, mellow out is a relative term because that's like 930 bajillion degrees, and yes, bajillion is the SI unit of temperature. So I'm gonna keep adding coal, and you can smell the paint on the mower starting to melt again, the old familiar smell. And once that gets hot at the bottom there, then we'll take this little guy here and put it in there and put him in there. I just got coal in the crucible. So we're just heating up that pipe in the corner there. It's getting pretty red, which I'm pretty happy with. So before it melts off the top of this thing, just gonna throw it down in there. I don't know if this is gonna get hot enough, but I guess we'll find out. It's been some time and I can't put my face over this, so I'm just gonna put the GoPro over this. You can see it's getting very shiny, which is like an indication that it's gonna start melting soon. The stuff on the inside of the crucible is boiling off. That's how hot it's getting. Some residue from the guy who owned this thing last. It's very close to melting right now. If you're a small elbow of copper in that right now, it's probably not your best day. So I'm just gonna poke it real fast. Yep, and you can definitely feel it's soft. So I've let the coal kind of rise up rather than just feeding it, just to get more heat around the center of the crucible. So one last shot here. We can see we've achieved liquefaction. Copper is a complete liquid, as you can see, and it is boiling. Here we go. This is copper in steel. It's actually starting to come out now. I don't know how we're gonna get the inside one off, but there you go. The outside's off. So I've since pulled the ring out of the mold, cut it open, cut everything out, you know, polished it up. Looks pretty decent right now, but I forgot to record all of it. Still some polishing to be done, so you'll get to see some of that. But I want to talk to you about the mold right now. So as you'll hopefully be able to see, this is the ring as it is right now. Really doesn't look that bad. I'm actually pretty surprised and happy with how it is right now. But seeing this right now is not it's not an accurate representation of how it came out of this mold. So we'll talk about that in a second. But this is how it is right now, and it fits very nicely on my ring finger right here. So I'm pretty happy with that. Still gonna polish it up a little bit. But, so this is the inside piece. I'd say that molding it out of steel, making a mold out of steel worked pretty well. The steel was cold when it went in, and this was the middle part right here. There was a lot of copper slag all over the top. You could see, you saw it when we poured it in. It was all over the place. And that was partially my fault because rather than doing one continuous pour of the liquid metal, I did like dab, dab, dab. That's not what I should have done. Just kept it continuous to keep one continuous flow. Because when I actually pulled this thing out of here, it was in 2 pieces. It hadn't really seamed, but that's okay. I just put it back together and TIG welded it. So all in all, this was actually a failure, but I fixed it to make a final product, which is ultimately the goal. Well, that's going to conclude the video, guys. Hope you enjoyed. It was pretty fun to do. Learn some valuable lessons about what not to do when you're casting. Hope you excuse the mess. We're kind of in the middle of a motor swap here. Got a Dodge 318 going in a 1986 Jeep Comanche paired with the NV 3500 5-speed. And then there's just some crap over there. Don't pay attention to that. Got the old bikes. But yeah, that's the garage, and there's everything ever. And there's your clutch, power steering. Anyway, hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like and comment, and see you in the next one.